The TVWan News is proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.
Hello and thanks for joining us. This is TVWan News. In this, Commissioner of Police David Manning has warned police personnel that they will be arrested, charged and sacked if they break the law. He made this comment after an off-duty police officer and 3 civilians were detained at the Boroko Metro cells for allegedly damaging an automated teller machine at the Rainbow Stop and Shop supermarket this week.
Police personnel are accountable to the laws of this country, and if they commit an illegal act, they will be arrested, charged and sacked. Commissioner of Police David Manning said this after the alleged damage done to an automated teller machine in NCD by an off-duty officer and 3 civilians. Manning said while individual personnel have to take responsibility for their actions, preventing bad behavior is also the responsibility of the regional commanders. He said after removing more than 300 ill-disciplined, corrupt or law-breaking personnel in the past year, the hierarchy received every criticism from its members, but Manning stands by his decision in an effort to clean up the Royal PNG Constabulary. Manning stressed that while sacked police officers have reduced overall police numbers, they have been replaced by up to 1,000 new recruits. Meanwhile, Assistant Commissioner of Police NCD and Central, Anthony Wagambi Jr., confirmed that the 4 alleged ATM vendors are in custody at the Boroko Police Station awaiting officer of the International Investigations Unit to gather information including CCTV footage before they can issue any more charges. Wagambi Jr. said the policemen stand to be charged administratively for disgraced conduct in the police force. Tracy Pa, TVWan News.
The issue of water rationing affecting communities in Moresby South is because Water PNG has less capacity to supply water there. Member for Moresby South Justin Kichenko said the office of the member has resolved its share of the issue. He hopes Water PNG can do its part.
Water rationing in Moresby South Electorate in Port Moresby continues to affect communities. Many residents want answers. More importantly, they want water restored. Member for Moresby South Justin Tichenko hopes Water PNG can resolve the issue. According to the water service, it does not have enough capacity to supply water to the electorate.
The issue is Water PNG has no more capacity to supply water throughout the whole city. The city has outgrown the current water supply and system that is currently in place.
Tachenko wanted to clarify to these people that Water PNG is the authority responsible for supplying water, while members of parliament step in to help the process along should there be an issue. The MP would like that Water PNG come with a plan and a budget to resolve this matter collectively.
So it's up to Water PNG to come up with a plan for the next 5 years to fix the problem. Get the submission into NEC, get the submission into the government, and get the government to fund it immediately. Let's not waste time.
Tracy Pa, TVWan News.
The Moresby South electorate has recorded the highest number of tuberculosis cases. This was revealed by the Department of Health's TB Program Manager, Dr. Margaret Cull, when visiting the Wanigala settlement in Corky, Port Moresby on Tuesday. Dr. Cull said the National TB Office has been supporting other electorates in the nation's capital, but focus is now on Moresby South. Dr. Cull highlighted that TB is a big health issue in the country, where between 30 to 40,000 people are diagnosed with TB every year. She said the government is supporting efforts by buying TB drugs. Only 15 government departments have submitted to the Department of Prime Minister and the National Executive Council their annual plans. Chief Secretary Pomalu last week urged those yet to submit to do so within this week.
At the 8th Public Service Dedication Service last week, Chief Secretary Ivan Pomalu called on public servants to amplify prosperity and development through individuals and individual commitments. He emphasized the need for public servants to recognize the impact of their actions on building a lasting legacy for future generations and took the opportunity to call on government departments yet to submit their annual reports to do so within this week.
I understand we only have 15 such annual plans to dedicate today, but I would urge that those who have yet to submit to do so within the week to my office and copies to the Department of Personnel Management.
Prime Minister James Marape says his government is taking the first 2 weeks of this month to revisit the actions and plans carried out in 2023.
31st of March every year, the use of reports must come in. We've overlaid that with our own government's key performance indicators for every department heads. The key results areas are given. We're now matching the key results areas with the key result areas that is hope to be achieved out of MTDP4. When we issued the key results areas when the two government in 2022, it was premised around what we wanted to do, anchoring a little bit on MTDP3. Now we have our own government's MTDP4, clear expected outcomes given in MTDP4. This year will be the first year we launch out in MTDP4. So the Chief Secretary and his team will revisit as to what has happened last year, but we will dovetail the expectations, match and make them congruent with our expectations of performance and results in 2024 match to MTDP4. So,
Public Service Minister Joe Sungi has appealed to all agency heads to be prudent, vigilant and decisive in their leadership in the public service, stating that human resource powers were granted to them on December 1st, 2023.
This is TVWan News. When we return, 2024 budget review and new magistrates sworn in.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
He says the best Hunters players come from his region. So does she. But there's one thing that brings everyone together. SB Lager, Bunyamyumi.
Open Lens.
Hiya, Mama.
You wait then, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste.
magic kakaruk, get up a big smile on face. Time for Kim chicken, a great fumu too. Sip, sip, the moo, yes, magic on you.
Maggi, the taste PNG loves.
Superstition ain't the way.
Number one supay like money belong all member is tap long pela time more time all lusim work pinis. One time number one super retirement savings account. Mipla can invest him na growing money belong you. Now you can withdraw or kisi money low time you need him. All of him you lo making money belong you stop long time more. Kind of same you kisi money yet. That's all you know more work. Number one super retirement savings account. Come look in Mipla now lo save more.
To Smith and Smith to Dombrat and Dombrat.
We have no next.
Jade Fever. All new season coming soon on Outdoor.
Welcome back. The Commissioner of Police, David Manning, has expressed his annoyance that a technical problem in the Alesco payroll system caused police pay to be reduced this week. In a media statement issued earlier this afternoon, Commissioner Manning said a technical error caused pay deductions that will now be paid to police members. Commissioner Manning stated that he was advised by the Internal Revenue Commission of the payroll glitch and this is being resolved. He stressed that public servants live on tight budgets, that every toy counts when it comes to putting food on the table. The Commissioner further warned any individual seeking to stir up or incite unrest for political purposes would be dealt with and charged under relevant laws. The Department of Personnel Management has clarified in a media statement that there is no tax increase on public servant salaries. Secretary Taya Sansan affirmed that Internal Revenue Commission Commissioner General Sam Coim has confirmed there is no tax increase affecting public servant salaries. Secretary Sansan has clarified that the internal memo dated 9th January 2024, which was circulated internally in DPM and went viral on social media, was information for internal consumption, however, ended up on social media. Sansan stated that DPM is working with the Department of Finance to establish the payroll glitch and address it. Secretary Sansan apologized for the inconvenience the circulation of the internal memo intended for internal consumption may have caused. The government has been resolute in its desire to transition from being a raw produce exporter to an exporter of finished products. Prime Minister James Marape made this remark at the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding between Kumul Mineral Holdings Limited and Ramunico on the collaboration to engage in the downstream processing of nickel and cobalt within Papua New Guinea.
Prime Minister James Marape expressed his satisfaction yesterday at the signing of a groundbreaking agreement between Chinese company Ramunico Management Limited and Kumul Minerals Holdings Limited. The Memorandum of Understanding signifies a significant step forward in fostering mutual trust and cooperation between China and Papua New Guinea, particularly in the realm of downstream processing of nickel and cobalt. He expressed gratitude for China's prompt response and underscored the country's readiness to engage in downstream processing across various sectors, including agriculture, fisheries, and forestry.
It's small but a very historic moment and a giant leap in our efforts to move into an exporter of finished produce in our country instead of continued exports of raw materials to other destinations outside. So thank you.
China's ambassador to PNG, Zheng Fanhua, says China is willing to help PNG to establish and develop the domestic downstream processing industry through mutually beneficial cooperation, and such agreement will strengthen the pragmatic cooperation in areas such as development of energy and mineral resources.
The MOU today is maybe just a small step, but the first step is very important. As the Chinese saying goes, you cannot reach 1,000 miles without taking small steps. In this sense, I hope Ramnico will use the opportunity to showcase China's robust capabilities in the mining industry, deepening the cooperation with Kumho Mineral Holdings, and achieve mutual success.
Freddie Mo, TVWan News.
A small but significant ceremony saw 10 new magistrates sworn in for duty at the Papua New Guinea Center for Judicial Excellence training facility in Waigani today. The ceremony was witnessed by Acting Chief Justice Ambeng Kandakasi, Minister for Justice Pila Niningi, and Chief Magistrate Mark Pupuka.
The swearing-in ceremony, which took place at the PNG CJE training facility early today, was a success as 10 new magistrates were sworn into office. The signing of oaths were officiated by the Acting Chief Justice, Judge Ambeng Kandakasi. These magistrates were sworn in apart from the other 3 that were in absence. These new magistrates are Fabian Yehilomo, Robert Homi, Tiona Ivano, Wendy Dogura, Grace Karis-Peu, Kathleen Supa, Victor Mandalo Nape, Isaac David, Sharon Alison Pitep, and Ernest Charles Marandi. The 3 magistrates that are yet to swear in are Noel Ako, Gabriel Tuga Jr., and Paul Moses. Chief Magistrate Mark Papuka thanked the government for giving relevance to law and justice sector through the appointment of more magistrates this year. He said these magistrates will assist the higher courts to carrying out the responsibility of dealing with the increased number of court cases. Minister for Justice Pila Niningi congratulated the magistrates and welcomed them on board for the year 2024. He confirmed that there will be more swearing in of appointed magistrates in February, bringing the total number of magistrates to 27. Rex Litter, TVWan News.
And now the finance news. The kina closed lower at $0.2679 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our kina was buying $0.2604, $0.3865 Australian dollars, $0.2306 euro, and 37.24 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, cocoa and crude oil closed higher, gold, coffee, palm oil, and copper closed lower, while copper closed the day unchanged. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed lower, ASX closed lower, and all ordinaries closed lower as well. You're watching TVWan News. Regional news is next. Stay tuned.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase easy pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo in milk taste and added nutrients, Milo in milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG and Mia. Find PNG made.
Want more data for less? Get it now with Digicel's revamped Red Club. Enjoy data bundles from as low as 1 kilo per gigabyte. Plus rollover data, the widest coverage, fastest speeds, and best reliability. Only with Red Club. Join Digicel's exclusive Red Club today and get loads more data for less. Yes! Data bundles from as low as 1 kilo per gigabyte. Whoa! Join today for as low as 10 kilo weekly to access discounted data bundles and get more data for less. Dial *675# or visit the My Digicel app today. The Red Club. Only with Digicel.
He's seen as a table legend.
That is delicious.
Join Tommy Gomes in a tasty culinary voyage.
Holy mackerel. Did I just say that? We're exploring where your quality American seafood comes from. Quality is key. The uglier the fish, the better it tastes.
Take a deep dive into America's commercial fishing culture. The Fishmonger. First and exclusive. Coming soon on Outdoor.
Hello, WWE Universe. This is WWE superstar Shayna Baszler, the Queen of Spades. I'm here to set it all on fire. Watch WWE on Digicel TV.
It's now winding up here. They come and what a beauty! Oh yes! In the trap dance, Faye! What a try!
I'm working on this new case about 8 missing scientists found on the edge of the villages. Frozen solid.
I guess you're thinking the worst part is done. It's not.
Finish what you started.
The world premiere of True Detective Night Country, Monday, January 15th, 10 a.m. Same time as the U.S., with a same-day encore at 10 p.m. on HBO.
Welcome back. Scientists have found 2023 was the warmest year on record, shattering global temperature averages. The European Union's climate agency says last year was in a league of its own, with warnings 2024 could be even warmer.
Probably don't need figures to know that 2023 was hot. In Australia and abroad, there were heat waves, fires and other extreme weather events. Now the European Union's climate agency has released data that shows on average the global air temperature was 1.48 degrees warmer than the pre-industrial period. The Copernicus Climate Change Service says it broke the 2016 record by a significant margin. EU scientists say this shows that greenhouse gases are having a serious impact on our environment.
Our climate is changing, and it's changing drastically, and not only is this recorded in record temperatures around the world, but it's also recorded in the frequency and intensity of extreme events. And what we've seen in 2023 was 7 of the months of that year were the warmest months on record.
The Climate Agency says man-made global warming is the main driver of this heating, but it was exacerbated by the naturally occurring El Niño. The UK's Met Office has warned residents it expects 2024 will be even hotter than 2023 due to this weather pattern. EU scientists say temperatures are trending upwards and we should expect both our air and sea temperatures to rise. Just last year, many nations agreed to phase out fossil fuels at the UN's COP28 climate convention in Dubai. But scientists are warning action is needed sooner, not later, and that we're already dealing with unprecedented conditions.
Turning to Victoria's flood emergency, and authorities are turning their attention to the northern regional city of Shepparton and surrounding towns where rivers are rising.
The Goulburn River here in Shepparton is expected to peak near the moderate flood level of 10.7 metres on Friday. Locals have been collecting sandbags from the city's showgrounds over the past few days as part of flood preparation. Greater Shepparton City Council Mayor Shane Sarley says that preparation has been focused on properties near the river. In the nearby town of Murchison, locals have also been working hard in anticipation of potential flooding. Emergency services say the river is likely to peak in the town at 10.5 metres this afternoon. Moderate flooding is now occurring in the community with a local sandbagging site set up at the local SES unit area. The SES says 5 local houses have been identified as at risk of isolation and been door-knocked by members. Meanwhile, floodwaters in Echuca have peaked this morning just below the moderate flood level. Downstream in the towns of Rochester, Yea and Seymour, which were a focus for emergency authorities yesterday, floodwaters are receding. The state government has flagged it is likely more support will be given to flood-affected areas on top of grants of up to $500 that were activated yesterday.
Some heart patients living in the Queensland outback are having ultrasounds done by a robotic arm operated from more than 1,000 kilometers away. The cutting-edge technology heralds a new era in remote-controlled medicine.
May Cameron lives in the remote Queensland town of Longreach.
Hello puppies, hello babies.
In late 2022, she had a major health scare when monitoring detected a very low heart rate.
They called the RFDS plane and I was picked up at 9 o'clock on Friday morning and in Brisbane by 1 o'clock. Let's go.
The 42-year-old bank manager had an implantable defibrillator placed in her chest. She'll need regular cardiac ultrasounds, something that would usually mean leaving Benson and Millie for an 1,100-kilometre trek to Brisbane.
Shake.
But this machine has changed that.
The robotic arm means that I'm not going to have to travel away to have that done, and I can actually have it done here in town in Longreach, which is, it's amazing really.
Using a modified video game controller, a sonographer in the city is manoeuvring a robotic arm which has an ultrasound probe. Images are sent back instantly, meaning the sonographer can quickly report the findings to a cardiologist. It's a big leap in remote-controlled testing.
This is the exciting one. So this has not been able to have been done anywhere in the world.
It could help save lives.
We see a 25% higher morbidity and mortality in rural locations due to reduced access to specialist care.
This team has started with remote-controlled scans of the heart, which are actually the most difficult. But the potential is endless. Next up are abdominal and even pregnancy ultrasounds. And maybe one day, remote-controlled operations. They're life-changing technical leaps for regional residents.
It's the emotional side more than anything that it's going to help.
Projects like this getting rolled out throughout the state would be a great step forward.
Cardiac patients in Longreach and Cloncurry will be first to use the robots as part of a pilot study. Ultimately, it's hoped the machines will have global benefits.
The announcement has come as no surprise to resource analysts who say the Kwinana refinery has been on life support for years. But the news has sparked a polarized reaction in political circles, with the plant's demise being described as both a devastating outcome and an opportunity.
After 6 decades on the Kwinana industrial strip, Alcoa has pulled the plug on its oldest alumina refinery. Analysts say it's been a long time coming.
It's high cost, it's old, it's having trouble getting access to high quality ore.
Its 2 other refineries at Wagerup and Pinjarra in the southwest are said to be much cheaper to run. But the WA Liberals believe there are other dynamics at play, blaming the Cook government.
The uncertainty that they have created surrounding red and green tape, as well as energy supply, has created a situation which has led to this announcement today.
The Premier says he spoke to the Alcoa Vice President on the phone last night, and none of that was raised.
In fact, what he said is that he appreciated the work that the government's doing with Alcoa to continue to make sure their operations remain viable.
EPA, it's not okay. Tell Alcoa to go away.
While Alcoa itself says the decision has nothing to do with government policy, there have been long-running protests against the company's bauxite mining in WA's Jarrah forests.
The job. Stop the job.
The Greens say the refinery's closure is an opportunity to focus on more sustainable industries. But for now, alumina, which is exported to make aluminium, has still got a big future.
It will remain the case that Australia will be the second largest exporter of alumina into the foreseeable future, notwithstanding the now loss of production at Kwinana.
The end of an era for one of WA's most important industrial plants.
In Australia, there's only one winery that still makes the barrels to store its wine. In fact, it's the only winery in the Southern Hemisphere that does that, one of only 6 worldwide. It's called coopering, and some in the industry believe it's a trade that's becoming less and less popular.
At a workshop in the Barossa Valley is where you'll find Kim Venning plying his trade. This traditional craft of making wine barrels has remained relatively unchanged for hundreds of years.
We use wood predominantly from France, America and Hungary, then different forests in those regions as well for different flavour profiles. For the best wines you need to stick to the traditional technologies. Fires and getting your toast levels right is the most important part.
Fire is lowered into the barrel to change the chemical compounds in the oak and therefore improving the flavour of the final products. Once the barrels have been made in the cooperage, they'll make their way here to the cellar. They'll be filled with wine, with that wine being stored in the barrel for about 18 months. Machinery has eased the workload on a cooper's body to be able to prolong their career, but Kim believes it's a profession that's now a dying art.
I would say it would still be under 100 people. It might be around that sort of ballpark.
It's also proving difficult to attract young apprentices to this trade. In 2017, the federal government retired the Certificate 3 in Coopering course. Students now study a Certificate 3 in cabinet making and timber technology to allow them to become coopers. In South Australia, there are just 5 training providers registered to deliver the course to apprentices.
I love doing metalwork and woodwork, and this job kind of integrates the two of them.
Kim works alongside 19-year-old Harper Klingner, the winery's trade assistant cooper.
It's really hands-on. You get a good reward at the end of each day.
Kim loves what he does and wants others around the country to consider coopering.
I think it's really important that we try and keep growing the trade within Australia and keeping the workers here.
Allowing both the trade and the wine to flourish.
And that ends the news segment. Over to you, Rex.
Thanks, Carol. You're watching TVWan News. In sports, Pala is ready to compete and football national playoffs.
Come discover Digicel's game-changing supersized data plan for 7 and 30 days. Whether you're on the move or anywhere in between, we've got you covered. With every 7 or 30-day data plan, you get an exclusive free 7 or 30-day premium bundle to Digicel TV app.
Oh, he's done it again!
Stay entertained and informed as long as you stay connected. With this offer, you can surf the internet and enjoy free premium bundle on the Digicel TV app all at the same time. This offer is exclusively available to Digicel prepaid subscribers only.
Man, you deserve this shot, right?
Join the Digicel family and experience a world of endless possibilities. Dial *675# to subscribe to a 7 or 30-day data plan and enjoy unlimited Digicel TV app streaming now. Visit our website for more. Terms and conditions apply.
St. John Ambulance, how can we help you?
Calls like these are part of our day-to-day routine at St. John Ambulance.
Space, this is Alpha 130. We cannot locate the patient or the house. Our crew is unable to locate you. Ma'am, I would like to send you a text which has a link that can help us find you.
Introducing the GoodSim application. When you click on the link, you give us permission to log into your location and get to you in time.
Confirmed off space. Alpha 130 has arrived on scene.
As a private contractor, you possess a unique set of skills. Very good. Carry on.
They're gonna kill you now.
We'll shoot him first, then.
What are you gonna do with that?
I'm gonna shoot at them, Danny.
Operation Fortune, Ruse de Guerre, premieres Saturday, January 20th, 9 p.m. on HBO.
For sportsmen and women, the internet can be a dangerous place. Filled with crackpots, show-offs, pranksters, and troublemakers.
It's time to go viral, America. You going?
So we compiled the greatest clips from the great outdoors and called it Viral Outdoors.
Cracked open by the little playmaker. Tielemans. And it's in by Pickford and the post. Well, he would have lifted the roof off the stadium by doing that.
A little history made in Christchurch as Phil Robertson will steer Canada to their first Sail GP victory, and it comes at the ITM New Zealand Sail Grand Prix.
It's wheel to wheel, all the way. Oh, I can't believe it. It's spun the car.
Man, I'm out, guys.
Thanks for staying with us. In sports, the national women's sevens team PNG Palais are confident of their chances against countries in the similar standing when they converge in Dubai, United Arab Emirates this weekend for the HSBC World Challenger Series. Core of the team is from the Oceania Sevens in Brisbane and the Solomon Islands Pacific Games.
Finish at the Honiara Games, PNG Palais underwent 2 weeks of intense training in December, putting them in good stead for a crack at the Dubai HSBC World Challenger Series kicking off this Friday. Palais will for the first time come up against new challenger Uganda in Pool A that includes teams they played before, Thailand and Belgium. Before the team's departure on Saturday, coach Cecil Devani said though Uganda are new to the World Challenger Series, they won't be taking them lightly, let alone Thailand and Belgium, who had the woods on them last time they met in South Africa.
We haven't played Uganda yet. I think they're relatively new on the series, but you can't write these Africans off in any sport. They're freaks, they're athletes. We know they'll come prepared. And we lost to both Belgium and Thailand in this year's trip in South Africa. Last year's trip in South Africa. So we're looking to make amends there. Yeah, so tough pool, but yeah, we're confident. Yeah.
The Palais playing stock has also been boosted with the inclusion of experienced Joanna Laguna and live wire Jessica Africa, which is key to the team.
So before we headed to Pacific Games, we had the Oceania Sevens in Brisbane, and we had to take 2 changes because of play eligibility issues. But now we're taking that same team that we took to Brisbane, so we're welcoming back Joanne Lagona, very experienced Joanne, and young Jessica Refereka. So they're both key to the team. I think PNG knows the quality Joanne possesses, and Jessica's a live wire. She's very hungry, and she's joining a squad that's been together for around 2 years now. So everybody's had international exposure, which is a plus for us. Usually we take a team with about 2 or 3 experienced players, and the rest are younger players, whereas in this case they've all had an opportunity overseas. So experience and time, we say time and attention, but they've played a couple of competitions, international competitions, so that's a plus for us. So that's why we are quietly confident that we can go out there and get a good result for the nation.
Both Palais and Pukpuk Sevens teams have settled in United Arab Emirates ahead of the Dubai Sevens tournament taking place between January and May over 3 weekends. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
PNG Palais captain Mari Biama has big shoes to fill when she leads the national women's sevens team at the upcoming HSBC World Sevens Challenger Series, which kicks off this weekend in Dubai. Although with mixed emotions about the captaincy role, but with a lot of experienced girls in the team, Biama is confident to lead the team.
When reflecting back on her playing career, Palais captain Mary Biama recalled she was 11 years old when she started playing rugby before she made her debut with Jaggernauts Club in 2016 in Capital Rugby Union competition. Biama said it's been tough having surgery for appendix in Sydney in 2019 and then coming back home and having a child. Making the national team again is boosting her to compete again at a higher level.
But coming back into this team, it's pushing me towards to that level that I want my girls to be. Yeah, so it's still pushing me to go up there.
Biama acknowledged the strong family support for being there for her. She made special mention of Palais coach Cecil Devani and staff and the playing group for being very supportive.
To my family, yes. They are very supportive, and not forgetting my girls and my coach Stephen and coach Cecil. Yeah, they're very supportive even though you're lacking behind. Yeah. I am the one who's lacking behind, but they push me to where I am right now. Yeah. For myself, to be honest, I'm not ready to take that step forward, but with my girls behind me, yes, I am definitely looking forward to lead my girls in this tournament and the future ones to come.
Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
PNG RU's first women athlete to sign with a semi-professional club overseas will be officially announced this evening. PNG RU Rugby Union President Paul Siwi, in a media invite today, said this scholarship placement was made possible through the Pacific All Sports program for rugby in the Pacific, which entails a partnership between the Australian government, Rugby Australia and Oceania Rugby. Australia's Pacific All Sports program is designed to provide opportunities for athletes from the Oceania region to compete at the highest levels. The talent identification program is facilitated under the Oceania Combine, wherein 20 athletes from Tonga, Samoa and Papua New Guinea are selected to enter a high-performance program run by World Rugby and then are further scouted to semi-professional clubs in Australia's pinnacle women's 15th rugby competition, the Super W. The PNG National Premier Soccer League tournament coordinator Amjad Tekwi confirmed that the national playoffs for the 2024 Oceania Football Confederation qualifier is set for February 10th and 17th between NPL champions Hekari United and Port Moresby Strikers. The national playoffs is played between the teams that make the NFL finals, but it was surprised runners-up Lake City Dwellers was not considered for the playoffs. Papua New Guinea Boxing Union has released its 2024 calendar in what is expected to be another exciting year. Paris 2024 Olympic qualifiers headlines the calendar on the international stage with the 2024 Oceania Senior Men's and Women's Championships in Fiji in July, a big-ticket activity for Boxing PNG.
Exciting times ahead for PNG Boxing, who again stands ready to welcome any new sponsors willing to ride out the latest wave of success the sport created at the recent Pacific Games in Honiara, Solomon Islands. When summarizing their Pacific Games overall performances, PNG Boxing Union President Dr. Gideon Kendino marveled at what an incredible outcome for the sport when PNG won 8 gold medals, 3 silver and 2 bronze at the 2023 Pacific Games. It was a performance that was critical in helping catapult the largest country in the Pacific languished in the middle of the medal tally in the first week of competition to a final fifth spot behind New Caledonia, Australia, Tahiti and Samoa. Together with athletics' 8 gold medals, boxing proved that with some smart strategic planning and a team of committed partners like the PNG Olympic Committee and PNG Sports Foundation, the glove sport will continue to improve its performance on the international stage. The calendar peters off with a domestic event including the Seniors and Juniors Novice Championships from February 15 to 17 in Port Moresby. PNG Boxing Union view the PNG Games as an appropriate venue to identify boxers who could be drafted into the development squad and later transition into the elite program if they show the potential. Dr. Cantino said while the National Boxing Championships is where boxers can be screened for elite development, the PNG Games is an opportunity that they cannot ignore as talent not covered by member associations can spring up from this event. Terry Longwood, TVWan Sports.
And before we go, a review of the 2024 national budget by a global network of professional firms providing audit, tax and advisory services. KPMG has indicated that the 2024 budget theme of securing our future seems intended to signal the achievement of the overall visionary themes over the past 3 budget years. The main theme of the Take Back PNG continues to apply with the addition of and leave no child behind explicitly mentioned this year.
KPMG, a global network of professional firms providing audit, tax and advisory services, as indicated in its review of the 2024 national budget that similarly last year, specific reference is made to an uncertain, specifically gloomy international outlook. This is mainly due to the country's exposure through primary commodities, exports and high levels of imports, especially of manufactured goods. However, the review has indicated that the domestic outlook is certainly positive and mention is made of the current government's economic credibility. The 3.984 billion kina deficit projected demonstrates the second year of deficit improvement and is now at 3.3%, an improvement of 5.3% in 1 year. KPMG managing partner Kes Ievego says the government is certainly expecting to achieve a budget surplus by 2027, at which point it plans to commence debt repayment. The deficit requires additional borrowings to bridge the gap, and in 2024 debt interest repayments of 3.05 billion kina are planned. Freddie Moe, TVWan News.
That's all we have in sports and news. Carol.
Thank you, Rex. And now the weather forecast for the main centers for the next 24 hours. Southern regions, scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. Port Moresby, partly cloudy with few showers and possible thunderstorms. Mumasi, scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. Lae, cloudy periods with few showers and possible thunderstorms. New Guinea Islands, scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. Lorengau, Kokopo, Rabaul, Kimbe and Buka, partly cloudy with few showers. Highlands, scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. Mount Hagen, Mendi and Wabeg, cloudy periods with some rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Ocean forecast. Coral Sea sees smooth with northwest to easterly wind of 5 to 10 knots. Coastal waters forecast. Waters of southern PNG and Indonesian border to Daru to Kiwai Islands, Kerema to Yule Island, Hood Point to Samarai Islands. Seas 0.5 to 1.3 meters. And that ends another edition of TVWan News. Have a pleasant evening. Bye for now.
The TVWan News was proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank